Hello, what's up everybody out there in YouTube land? Jaythestingray back here again. I got another video here for you. This is trying to get something up on the channel. I got a few things in the works, but not really a whole lot going on as far as videos over here. But got this one up. I threw some lines out the other day on Twitter and Facebook and stuff, and basically asking for video discussion ideas for these. I really enjoy doing these video discussion ideas, and I enjoy the community. You know, talking about certain subjects. And I know YouTube took away the video response feature, which really sucks. But anyway, I still enjoy doing these videos. So hopefully you guys can make a response to this if you want to, or just post a comment, whatever you feel like doing. But yeah, this is a buddy of mine on Twitter, Dano. He runs a podcast. Him and friend of his do the podcast Wayne Gale Variety Hour, and you can go do a search on that on Google and find that website. It's kind of a long website. I don't want to give it out. I'll post a link down below to the podcast. But anyway, they do a great job on that podcast, and he recommended doing best and worst television adaptations. Uh, and I did some research, and I couldn't really think of a lot of uh, movies that were turned into television shows that I really knew a lot about. I hadn't really seen a lot of those, but so I looked, and this is going to be television shows turned into movies, and it seems to have been, along with the remake trend, one of the more popular things in the probably past 10, 15 years. But anyway, I go ahead and start with the worst here, and number one is number five. This is the A Team, and I really could have put GI Joe or Transformers here, mainly because it was one of my more favorite shows, my childhood, and basically just turned into a big budget summer blockbuster movie. Trying to get some money out of the action genre, and it's when you take something that's a 30 minute or an hour long episodic show and you try to turn into a feature length film, it never works, and or most of the time doesn't work. I guess unless you have really good writers that try to incorporate a lot of the source material into it. But they changed the storylines of all these things. The A Team, really just a mess of a movie, along with GI Joe and Transformers as well. They totally changed what the show was about, and added characters to base the show around, or to base the film around. It really just doesn't work in my opinion. Number four is Land of the Lost. I used to be a big fan of this show when I was a kid. Used to catch reruns on one of the cable networks, and of course this was a more comedic film. Came out, I believe it had Will Ferrell in it. That just did not work very much. Did not work very well at all for me. Uh, yeah, I don't remember a lot of. I don't remember a lot about the film. I don't remember laughing very much, even though it was a comedy, and just missed the mark for me. Number three is the Smurfs. One of my favorite cartoons from when I was a kid, and going back and watching it now as an adult. Not that great of a cartoon, but still, I have a lot of nostalgic love for it. And the film, they have the Smurfs and Smurfs 2 out now. 2011, 2013, I believe those were released. And my daughter has been really into the Smurfs lately, so we've watched both those films a few times in the past few months, and really not anything like the show. Um, just not that great. I guess kids may get something out of this, but it's very formulaic and not a whole lot of creativity in there. In my opinion, I don't enjoy the films at all. I think part one's quite a bit better than part two. Part two is very shoddily made, and obviously they shot it out to make some money on it, because I think the first film actually did make quite a bit of money. And number two, I've got some Saturday Night Live films on here. I could have filled probably the whole list up with just these, but I'm gonna spare you all of those. I'm gonna put all these into one category, and there are some good Saturday Night Live movies that I enjoy quite a bit. Some of my favorite movies are based on those, and they were really popular in the '90s and the 2000s. And Wayne's World, MacGruber, Ladies Man, even Night at the Roxbury is one that I enjoy. And Coneheads is one of my favorite movies. It's a great movie all around, great comedy. And the ones I wanted to put on this worst adaptation list is let's see, it's Pat. I'm sure a lot of you guys have probably not seen that one, but based on the character of Pat that Julia Sweeney played on Saturday Night Live in I believe the early '90s. Um, really awful movie. And another one is Smalley. Stuart Smiley saves his family or something like that. Is it? And yeah, that's a really awful movie. And Superstar is another one I wanted to mention. That's the Molly Shannon one where she's the girl that smells her armpits and shit. It's not. These are not things that need to be movies. They're things that need to be, a 3 minute skit, 5 minute skit, whatever. And they may actually be funny in that regard. I think all of those were overdone on the show anyway. They took a popular character and they you know made entirely too many skits about it. But anyway, I didn't like the films at all. Number one on my list, worst television adaptation, Lost in Space. This is the sci-fi movie with Matt LeBlanc, I believe, was in it, and this movie is horrible. If any of you guys have seen it, please let me know what you think. It's been so long since I saw it. I saw it in the theater. I don't know how. I think my brother may have dragged me to see this one. Slow weekend at the theater, something. Somehow I saw this movie in the movie theater, and it was fucking horrendous. And I was never a huge fan or anything of the original television show. I've seen some episodes here and there, but the movie's garbage. I don't know how well it does. With the original story of the show or whatever. But did not enjoy the film at all. And let's go on to a little more positive topic here. The best TV to movie adaptations. Number 5, I put The Muppet Show, and all the Muppet movies that go along with that. Maybe not some of the more recent ones, but all the Muppet movies. The one I've seen recently is the new one. I think it's just called The Muppets with Jason Segel in it. And I gotta say, that's a really good movie. I think that adults and children alike can enjoy that movie. And I think Jason Segel really kind of shoehorned that project and really got it off the ground and did a lot of the work himself. So I really gotta I have a lot of respect for the guy for doing that. I know he probably enjoys the Muppets quite a bit because I've seen some of his other stuff that he's done, and he's had similar puppets with musical acts and stuff in it. So yeah, a lot of respect for that guy for doing that, and that's a fun movie. I enjoy that movie a lot. And number 4 is South Park, and of course television show. The movie is bigger, longer, and uncut. It's been a long time since I've seen this movie, but I remember liking it quite a bit. Back when it came out, I think I saw it a couple times in the theater. I'm not sure how well it holds up. I'm sure all the jokes are dated, but I enjoyed it for the time. Number 3 is Star Trek movies. I was a big The Next Generation and Deep Space Nine guy, really more than the original series. I know that really dates me, but I liked a lot of the movies like First Contact and some of the newer movies like that. So that's really what I'm talking about. And I've gone back and watched all the original movies, and I really enjoy them as well. But Wrath of Khan, of course, is a classic. Yeah, I really was a big fan of Next Gen. Huge Trekkie when I was a teenager. And number 2 is 21 Jump Street. This is the Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill vehicle. What I enjoyed about this movie is it took it in a totally different direction than it was originally. It was that a serious dramatic show with I think Johnny Depp may have been on there. I never really watched that show either. I've seen some episodes, but I never really cared about it all that much. But the movie I think was really well done. It was really funny. One of the funnier movies I've seen in recent years, and really enjoyed that one. And number 1 on my list is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think that as much as I loved that cartoon when I was a kid, I was a huge fan of that, as I'm sure a lot of you guys were. And that movie came out, and it was serious in tone, and that was exactly what they needed to do with that television show. The television show was a little hokey, sometimes, but that movie was serious as hell, and a 10-year-old kid, however old I was when that came out, that was exactly what I needed, and it was a real kick in the pants, and it was awesome. It got me into lots of other genres of film, martial arts, stuff like that, and just a great film. Still holds up today. Michael Bay is doing the remake of this, and I expect it to be utter horseshit. But love this movie, love the show, and yeah, that's my list, guys. If you want to chime in with some of your favorites or ones you think are not very good, your worst adaptations, please feel free to do so. Feel free to do a video response to this, and you can post it on my Google timeline or Google Plus page, whatever the hell. I'll be able to see it that way. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Peace out.